Welcome to the next episode of Internship Diaries. Today we'll be talking with Soumya Prasanna Mohapatra, who interned with Deloitte. Hi Soumya, welcome to Internship Diaries.
Thank you, Paul. It's great to be here.
Okay, so now we'd like to have certain tips from you for our upcoming internship. So initially I would like to know, what was your internship like? What was your experience during your internship?
Okay, before I start off with my internship experience, I'd really like to thank IlluminatiX because I think it's a great initiative. Rather than having a one-to-one session, you're just putting it up there for everyone to see, for all other students who come up later to see what the internship experience is like. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you so much.
And and starting off with my internship, I interned with Deloitte, and I interned there as a core talent HR. So core talent is very different from other, say they have other HR profiles as well, like human capital consulting. So core talent was primarily only like if you say HR generalist. So it could range from anything starting from HR operations, it could be learning and development, it could be talent acquisition, anything at all. My experience at Deloitte was nothing less than fulfilling, and it was an amazing experience, to be honest. I have come from an organization, Infosys, which was a little more conservative in their approach, let's say.
Okay.
And Deloitte, on the other hand, was completely the other end of the spectrum. So they were more open, they were more, say, agreeable, they were more accepting. They wanted people, everyone in Deloitte wants you to come up to them and say, "Hi, I'm from XIMB. So, I am interning. So, can you help me with so and so?" Okay. And that could range from someone who is the youngest employee to someone as senior as the principal, partner, or director.
Okay.
So that was really amazing.
So approachable, you say they are very much approachable.
Right.
Okay, so before going to the internship, like the phase we are in right now, what do you think? What kind of groundwork should be done for students like us before going for an internship?
I think because at least if I'd say in particular to this organization, in particular to Deloitte, you do not know what project that you're going to get. Like right there after you reach, they will unravel what is the project that you'll work on. So you do not know till the last moment what is it that you're working on. So I think that the basic whatever you learn in classroom is enough. After that, there is always Google, and there is always, you can always seek help from the people who are working in Deloitte. And considering that all the projects will be real-time projects which Deloitte is facing right there, so they'll ask you questions. The projects will basically be problem statements on what is happening in Deloitte. So you cannot do much work, or you cannot do much like you obviously will apply the theories that you learn in class. You will obviously put in the, like, say, the presentation skills or the communication skills that you will put into action there. But yeah, if I would say the basic things like knowing a bit of Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, those things will help. But then once you are there in the ground, will you know what is it that you require to work on?
Okay. So, Soumya, what were the major challenges which you faced during your internship period at Deloitte?
If I list down like a few of the challenges, like I said, I come from an organization which is a bit more conservative in its approach as compared to Deloitte. So I was expecting something like that, a very hierarchical setup. Like if you want to talk to your senior manager in Infosys, it was like you have to go through your manager. Here in Deloitte, you can directly mail the partner, like who is sitting in the US, and ask for his time, and if he's available, he'll tell you how to go about your project.
Okay.
So I went with a very closed mindset, saying that okay, this is, I already had some mind block, let's say, in my mind that this is how I should go about the process. When I reached there, it was a completely different organization. So that was one challenge that I faced. Second, this organization focuses a lot on networking. So you had to walk up to really random people, like you have to go on to different teams who are working, who are relevant to the project. So you have to walk up to really people you do not know, and it can be awkward. I am not a person who can really walk up to a stranger and say, "Hi, I'm from XIMB. I'm working on this project. Can you help me?"
Okay.
So you need to be more, say, you need to develop your communication skills. You need to know how to make small talk. You need to know how to walk up to really senior managers and talk
to them.
relevant things. And you can't just tell him, ask him that, oh, sir, how's the weather, and etc. etc. You need to talk, and you need to have information to talk about that. So unless you're well read about the subject, say you can start talking about HR concepts or something like that, he'll be like, oh, interesting point, and then you can go ahead with that. So those two, I think, were two major challenges I faced.
What do you feel that the executives there, what did they look for in a management intern basically?
See, they know that we are first years. So they know very well that these people they are not experts in their field. So they are not expecting something, completely like a genius. So they'll give you a problem statement. What they want is, as consultants, how can you give them a solution? And the solution should be out of box. It's not, why is it that they are giving us a problem statement? They might just have already thought about it, and they're really senior people, so they might have just thought about it through and through. What they want is a third person's perspective on the subject. So they consider that a management trainee will be that analytical, or will have such creativity or innovativeness in him or her to come up with something which has not been thought about before. They think that maybe probably because they are inside the organization, their perspectives are very limited. So they expect that a management trainee will give them a fresh breath of air. So so they expect someone to just come and tell them that this is how, this probably is wrong, probably you can think about it in a different way. So that, plus they, like I said, because they are very approachable people, they expect people who are very adaptable, very like you can gel along with people very well. So they want someone who accepts the organization, who should be looking forward to the work that he or she is doing. So probably that.
Okay. So, being an HR intern in a corporate environment as such, what do you think, what kind of work or what kind of projects can one look forward for?
Uh, Again, I'll be talking specific to this organization. So, like I said, because it was core talent, they will give you projects which are limited to Deloitte only. So it could range from any of the HR verticals. Like if I take my example, I was working on something which was HR operations, which was very unexpected. I expected something more mainstream like talent acquisition, learning and development, compensation and benefits. There were other interns who were working on that. There were interns who were working on benchmarking. There were interns who were working on, say, communications. Like Deloitte has an entirely different group or team of people who work on developing the communication skills of their employees. So there was a different project on that. They have a different research team, so there was a different project on that. I, on the other hand, was working on HR operations. I had really not expected I would apply my concepts of operations in my internship. So I was working on something called as the RACI model. So I was supposed to streamline a process and put it in an RACI model. It's purely operations, but in an HR environment. So it could be anything under the sun. But the whole part is it will be from a Deloitte perspective, inside the company itself.
Okay. So, how do you think is the best way to utilize the knowledge which we have gained in first year during your internship? How to kind of, be fresh with the knowledge there when you're there in the doing your internship?
Um, how to utilize the knowledge? I think that if there's a problem statement given to you, like I said, do not close your mind to only thinking that only organizational behavior or probably only recruitment selection will be applicable to HR. Like I said, when I started about with my project, which was specifically HR ops, I thought that how can I even possibly implement my HR, like HR experience or HR knowledge at all? Like I'm an HR student, why did they not give me an HR project? But when you think of it as an HR student, you're supposed to know everything else. So little bits of theory that you know there, probably you can apply it in the problem statement that is given. Like, say, something like when you analyze a problem, when you are thinking of any process that is going about, what's the first thing that will come to your mind? The analysis will be probably a SWOT analysis or a pestle analysis. Those are not HR concepts as such, but little things here and there which you might have done in your presentations. I know we do not prepare the best of the presentations, but those things will come into play there.
Right. So, how relevant is your internship during your final placements? What was your experience?
Like, if you talk about relevance, I think the whole concept of having an internship is to give you an exposure in any organization. So they, in the final placement, they'll ask you what is the work that you have done rather than the organization that you have worked in. So they'll ask you what was your approach, what is the project that you had in place, how did you go about it, what are the end results that you came up with it. So it is irrelevant. It's not entirely irrelevant, but more or less it would be irrelevant if I would go up to any company for during the final placements and I say that I interned in Deloitte. What they would be interested to know is what is the work that you did and how did you go about the work and what was the end result of it. It again was I thought that even though for my final placements I sat for the same company again, but then again what they kept in mind is what was the work that was involved and not that I interned at the same organization. So
Okay. So, internship period of 2 months. How to utilize it to your best? What would you advise?
Uh, I would just say that enjoy those 2 months. Not really in the sense of the term enjoy, but put your 2 months to give the best of your efforts. Uh, see, it's like a don't think it's a make or break situation. It again doesn't matter if the company does give a pre-placement offer or not. What is important that you enjoy the time while it lasts. It's a 2 month thing, and there'll be interns from all over the country. So, other than the work that you're doing, enjoy the work that you're doing. Enjoy the time with the other interns. Networking is important because many years down the line, these are the people who will go into other organizations, and these are people who actually are from top institutes of the country. So they will again give you ideas, or they'll give you perspectives which you might not have thought of. So enjoy the time that there is, and indulge yourself in other things. Like in Deloitte, there'll be many more get-togethers. There'll be many more parties. Don't miss out on those just because you have to complete your project on time. That will go. But hand in hand, you have to make sure that you do not get bogged down by the work that you have in hand. So, a work-life balance maybe, yeah.
So, talking about balance, you have been into various extracurricular things. You are in Toastmasters. You have been a part of PlaceCom, Speak Up as well, the oratory club of XIMB. So, extracurriculars and academics. How to strike a balance?
Um, I would say that I have always maintained this that if you really love something, you will always find time for it. So academics is something which will come. It's just part of our MBA life. It's something that we have to do. We do not have a way out of it. You have to maintain a minimum CQPA. You have to maintain an above average CQPA if you are really serious about your placements. Other than that, what are the things that you enjoy doing? So with that, for me, it came along PlaceCom or Speak Up or Toastmasters for that sake. And again, I enjoyed doing the work that I did in PlaceCom. At the end of the day, I thought that if anyone, not just me, if anyone knows what or how to prioritize their work at that at that particular point of time, it doesn't matter what they are into or how many things they are into. If they can prioritize well, I think I know a lot of people who are into a lot of other things, many more things. If they know that what they have in hand, they can do justice to it. It doesn't matter if you are into one thing or you are into 1,000 more. So
Great. So, almost at the end of your MBA. How has been your entire experience of 2 years, and what would be the specific advice you'd like to give to your juniors?
Yeah, it gives a sense of nostalgia when you say that, we are almost at the end of it. It's almost like the fag end of our student life as well. Most of my friends, or I might just not go into, any more academic, experience as such. I might not be a student anymore. So, yes, it feels nostalgic. But then I would say that I, for once, have enjoyed these 2 years. I have put these 2 years into, good. I have spent a good amount of time in doing whatever, and like simply whatever I could. So any opportunity that I'd say, like, I would ask. I really don't think I'm the perfect or the right person or the ideal person to give any advice, but I would ask my juniors, my friends, to tell them that, whatever opportunity you get, any opportunity at all, to do anything. If you think you have done it before, you like it, go do it. If you think you have not done it before, you want to give it a try, give it a try, because these 2 years are not going to come back. And a B school life is like no other. No other. I do not think any other degree will give you that amount of exposure, will give you that amount of I don't know, excitement, adventure, like a B school life will. So, just saying that, use every opportunity to the bestest that you can.
Thank you, Soumya. It was really nice interacting with you, and I'm sure all our batchmates will be really happy knowing the certain ideas and aspects which you gave for your internship. So, finally, this is me, Polemy, signing off from Internship Diaries. All the best to all of you.